you doing today, Krono? You want to use your real name, or you want me to call you Krono Vapes?
You can call me Matt.
Where did the name Krono Vapes come from?
I think one of your episodes was Hibadare,
Yep.
and it came from a gamer tag.
Right.
That's pretty much where mine came from. I used to play Halo Reach all the time. I was one of the top players in Team SWAT in the entire world, and I was addicted. And I had a gamer tag using my last name in it, and I was like, I need to come up with something, more me, something awesome. And I was like real big into Greek gods and, mythology. And I love Kronos. And we always said in Halo Reach, no scoping. Like when you don't zoom in with your scope, it was a no scope. So I was just like, I combined Kronos and no scoping. So my gamer tag was Chronoscoping. But it became easier for people just to call me Krono. So it was kind of like that was my name online. And I just used that, Krono Vapes. Sounds a little better than Matt Vapes.
Right. So outside of vaping, what do you like to do? You got other hobbies or interests, or?
Whenever I get time, I work a ton. I mean, sure you can sympathize being on the road so much.
Absolutely.
Like I work 12 hours today. I got to work 12 hours tonight. When I get time, I usually spend it with the wife and kids. We'll go places where the kids are going to enjoy themselves. If I get time on my own, I like to go out, get my skateboards out. I used to be a sponsored skater, and I broke my ankle, and that killed that dream.
Right. How long did you smoke when you smoked?
Well, I'm 33 now. I started when I was 11. I smoked pretty much every day from the time I started until I was, let's say, 23, and I quit for almost 2 years. And then my brother-in-law passed away, and I didn't know how to deal with my wife. I never dealt with anything like that. And I was so stressed out. So in my friend's truck with him, going for a ride, and he lit up a Marlboro menthol. I was like, let me have one of them. He's like, no, your wife will kill me. I was like, no, let me have one of them. And then from that day on, I was smoking until this past New Year's. The first time I ever made a New Year's resolution, and it was to quit smoking again.
Right. And you chose to go to vaping then?
Yeah, well, I started vaping November. Well, I tried vaping a couple years back with one of them Ego Mega kits.
Right.
Because my wife wanted to quit years ago, and her dad bought her one of them. And I think it was like $200 back then. I was like, holy shit, that's expensive. But she didn't use it. So I was like, oh, I'll use it, which helped me cut back smoking. I didn't smoke as much. And then that died, and I was like, I'm not spending $200. So I just went and bought a pack of cigarettes.
Right.
It was cheaper at the time. And then I recently started vaping again this past November, like right around Thanksgiving. And 2 months? I was vaping for 2 months, smoking too. And I was like, yeah, New Year's resolution. First one I'm ever going to make, quitting completely. I mainly did it for my kids, My daughter I picked her up from school one day, and she smelled like perfume. It's like, why does my daughter smell like perfume? Well, here must have been when I gave her a hug, when I dropped her off at school in the morning. The cigarette smell on me must have stuck with her, and her teacher smelled it on her. I don't want my kids smelling like that. So that's basically what I did it for my kids. I didn't want them to deal with me smelling nasty, and I never smoked around my kids. We always smoke outside when we did smoke, and my wife quit cold turkey. Damn her. Now she can hold this vaping stuff over my head.
Yeah, my other half has that ability just to put it down and not even go back. I can't do that.
That's what I did the first time. Like I said, for almost 2 years, I just quit cold turkey. I had one cigarette left in my pack. I was dropping a guy off from work. So I gave him a ride home. I said, you know what, Jesse? I'm going to quit smoking today. He's like, oh, you're full of shit, Matt. I quit. He's like, so.
How long have you been mixing then?
Well, I started like full-time vaping January 1st. And I was buying juice from like everywhere that I could find it cheap. Because in PA, vape shops prices are ridiculous because of that 40% tax. So I was getting from like Vape Wild and the Sauce LA and eJuice.deals. And I realized I was spending a ton of money on juice and I was vaping a lot because I quit smoking. So like to fill that nicotine urge I was getting, I vaped a ton. And in March, I went on Nicotine River and got their DIY kit. I think it was like $70. Choose 15 flavors. And I found he was Steam Room back then, Clayton. He's Steam now. I found his Smurf soup recipe. I was like, ooh, blueberries and cream. I'll try to mix that myself. And then I found Hippie Vape's first video that I saw. And I fell in love with Hippie. Just his personality, his outlook on life. I was just like, man, I like this guy's style. So I stuck with watching his videos and mixing every recipe that he came out with. And I know they say you can sub flavors. That's how I got this big stash that I have. I wanted to mix it exactly how the mixer mixed it so I could see what they taste if I get the same thing.
Right.
So I started mixing in March. Yeah, the end of March. So it hasn't been too long.
Right. So do you got an idea on how many flavors that you're up to now?
I think I actually had the tab open in my browser. I could look real quick. I want to say I was up to 968 or something like that.
Wow, that's a ton of flavors.
982. And I just placed an order at Bull City for 34. So it's going to put me over 1,000.
You do a lot of single flavor testing?
Yeah. Pretty much every bottle in this little tub right here is single flavors.
Right.
So like I just put out a video the other day where I tested all the ice cream flavors that I have. It's like I'm not good at explaining what I get. I mean, I can tell if it's vanilla, if it has a throat hit, if it has like tartness, things like that. But I'm not good at saying, oh, it's butyric or this and that, you know.
Right. All right. So let's talk about that then for a little bit. Sometimes it's hard to translate like what you're tasting to put it into words.
Yeah.
So when you do single flavor testing, do you like keep notes?
In my head, I have a pretty good memory.
Right.
So if I know it's something I'll probably forget, I'll write it down. But if something sticks out to me with a certain flavor, I'll remember it. Like if it's even 10 months down the road is the next time I use that flavor, I'll remember the certain quality it had because it stuck out to me.
Right. How important do you think it is for somebody that's, especially somebody new, I mean, 6 months in, 7 months into to mixing, when they get new flavors in, how important is that to you to actually test that flavor? And why do you need to do it?
Well, I do the single flavor test. Like, personally, I'll be out and about or whatever. Like the other day, I picked up cupcakes for my kids, and they were sitting there the next day. I was like, oh, let me eat one of these. And I ate one. I was like, oh, my word, this would make an awesome e-juice. And I knew which flavors to use to get that, recipe kind of taste like what I wanted it to taste like just from single flavor testing. I knew the flavors that would work in a recipe that I want to make just from testing the different eggnogs, the different cakes. That's why it's good, in my opinion, to do single flavor tests. That way you know which cake will work the best in this cake recipe that you want, which strawberry is going to work the best, That's why it's important to me.
what made you want to start a YouTube channel, and how long has that been up?
I want to say since June, I think I started putting videos on here. I'm friends on Facebook with a lot of people I work with, and they're like, why don't you just start a YouTube channel? I'm like, no, that's dumb. And then I would always stream it live on Facebook when I'd mix up someone else's recipe. Like, look how easy this is. I got this recipe here, read their notes, why they mix this, why they use this flavor. And I would mix it and then vape it. And then my brother-in-law was like, dude, you should start a YouTube channel. Because every time you do Facebook streams, people are watching you. I was like, yeah, you know what? Maybe I will. And I spent $100 and got the mic and the camera, and that's all she wrote. I fell in love with doing YouTube videos.
So you already said that you do mix other people's recipes. Are there other people's recipes that you like keep going back to?
Yeah. I love Steamcraft's apple pie donuts recipe. I'll go like 2 weeks vaping that, and that's all I'll vape, and then I'll let it go for 2 weeks, and then I'll go back to it again. But there's one in particular, but I adapted it with one flavor that I thought would make it better, which I can't say make it better because it's the best blackberry vape I've ever had, and that's Hippie Vape's Blackberry Cobbler. As soon as I tasted that, I didn't want to vape anything else. And I'm talking, I vaped that stuff for a solid month without touching any other flavors. And then I got Mollenberry's Dark Blackberry, and I single flavor tested that and was like, this would work really well in this recipe. So I made my own, and I just called it Dark Blackberry Cobbler.
Gotcha. Out of your recipes, I know you use the yogurt drink a lot.
Yeah.
Let's talk about yogurt drink. I mean, it's a great flavor. And I'm not saying this to say anything bad about it. I'm getting ready to release a recipe with yogurt drink in it. But it's a really easy concentrate to work with.
Yes, that's why I love it.
I mean, you throw that, 2.5 to 3% in a mix with another fruit or a couple fruits, and it's almost a guaranteed win.
Yeah. Everything I've came across so far.
Yeah. What a great concentrate. How would you describe yogurt drink?
I found myself lately drinking I don't know the brand, but I get it from the grocery store up the road. It's called a nut milk drink. It's like almond milk yogurt. It has like 10 billion cultures per serving or whatever. It reminds me of one of them like nut milk drinks or yogurt drinks that you get in a bottle, but it has a citrus back note to it. Well, I can't say back note because it's like right there in the front.
Right. That's a fair assessment. Yeah, it's lemon lime, more or less.
Yeah.
I get a lot of lemon lime to it. So other than that, what are some of your other favorite concentrates? Like something that if you could put it in everything that you would just put it in there.
Flavorous cream.
Oh,
I put that at 1% in a ton of recipes because it just works.
Right. No off notes, just a great creamy flavor.
Yeah. It's that, and what else do I use a lot of? Oh, Capella's sugar cookie. I try other cookies, and I always find myself going back to Capella's sugar cookie. The concentrate is the Capella Silverline frosted circus cookie, I think it's called.
Right.
That is, I single flavor tested that, and I just keep mixing it up single flavor. I don't know what to use it with per se at the moment. I'm still trying to come up with something, but as a single flavor, You know those big bags of, I think it's Stauffer's brand. They make the frosted animal cookies or crackers. It tastes exactly like that.
So, what's your favorite recipe of yours currently? Like vaping on that you just can't get enough of?
Oof. I would say my granny's yogurt. I just can't get enough of that stuff. It's only I use 3 ingredients in that, and it's so simple, so easy, and it just tastes so good.
Right. So let's talk about that recipe for a minute then. It's got super sweet, that yogurt drink at what, 2.5% yogurt drink and 3 quarters Granny Smith from Flavora.
Yeah. It was one of them. I didn't single flavor test the Granny Smith, and I knuckle tested it, and the flavor I got from that, I was like, oh man, that's good. But it seemed a little stronger than normal for like a knuckle test to concentrate.
Right.
I was like, let me see where this goes. So I tried it. I just mixed it up. I was like, let's see what happens. I mean, I vaped it right away, right off the shake and vape. I mixed the 30 ml bottle and I vaped 20 mils within like 3 hours. I just kept hitting it. Couldn't stop.
Right.
And then I waited a week and put it out in a video. It's like, this stuff's so good. I don't even want to make another version of this. I'll ruin it.
Right. Well, that's when you know it's good, when you can't think of anything to do to it as a mixer. That's probably one of my biggest things is I get really picky sometimes, and I hesitate to put something out because I keep trying to make it better and I keep trying to make it better. And sometimes it is and sometimes that it isn't. But, you know, that's something, too, that new people don't realize is there needs to be a reason for every ingredient that goes in a recipe.
Yeah. It's like if you watch my Oreo ice cream again video, that was my 5th or 6th attempt at that recipe. And my 3rd, 4th versions, I had 12, 13 flavor concentrates. But this last one, I think I had 6, maybe 7. It just got to a point where it didn't taste how I wanted it to, but I didn't want to add something to try and get that flavor. So I took it back to basics. What flavor concentrates I knew were working to give me the flavor I was looking for, and what I thought I didn't need in there, and I just tweaked the percentages. And it just went to show me, you know, because I'm still new at mixing. I haven't been doing it that long, and every day is a learning experience with mixing for me. And it just taught me a lesson that I don't need more to get the flavor I want or I'm looking for. Just keep it simple, and there's less margin for error that way. You know, I can mix a recipe up with 10 concentrates and it'll have this weird off note. Well, then I have to go through 10 different concentrates and figure out what's causing that off note. If you keep it with less ingredients, you know, you only have 4, 5, 6. Okay, I noticed this same off note in a recipe I used this concentrate in before. You can kind of narrow it down easier.
Right.
So keeping it simple, that's the lesson I learned.
How do you figure out your percentages on what to put in it? Where does that information come from?
I usually I have an account on all the flavors, but I hardly ever use it. I go on e-liquid calculator. It just seems like more people put notes and reviews of flavors and percentages. Right. So I'll go through the notes and read the notes from other people and just get an idea of where that concentrate works the best in a mix. Like some people even break it down to this cake works best at this percentage for, you know, an ice cream cake, or it works best at this percentage for a, you know, full thick cake like a birthday cake. You know, they'll break it down into it works best at this percentage in this type of recipe, this percentage in that type of recipe. And I'll usually read a lot of notes. I know there for a while it seemed like I was coming out with recipes out my ass, but I was working on those recipes for a long time, and it's like in the groove and I wanted to do it and I was putting recipes out. Like, I think these taste good. Hopefully other people do. Let me put a video out. So it took me a long time to come up with a lot of these recipes, but that's what it does. It takes time, trial and error, and sometimes the percentages that I think will work best don't, so I'll have to tweak them. But I can usually tell which flavor that I have at the wrong percentage just from doing all these single flavor tests. And
Right. So it's more work in the beginning, but it pays off when you're trying to develop a recipe.
yes, knowing your concentrates and what they work with, and the max percentage you should use it at, and you'll get the best flavor at this percentage and this recipe. Like, those types of things you need to know when you're trying to come up with a recipe. You don't want to just make a recipe and like, this is the best thing ever, mix it up, and then you make 1,000 people waste concentrates because you can't even vape it.
Right, absolutely. If you had to do it all over again, would you have 900 and some odd concentrates now, or would you still have a lesser amount?
I'd probably have the same. I don't know. When I fall in love with doing something, I go full on, jump in head first.
Right.
And I dig myself back out.
You're not the first one to tell me that. Seems like a lot of us, that's what we do. We don't just dip our toes in. We just go ahead and jump in and do it.
Oh, yeah. You go to a swimming pool, you don't want to dip your toe because then you're not going to want to get in. It's too cold. Just got to jump right in there.
Absolutely. So if you could just sit down with, I don't know, 2 or 3 people individually or together and just kind of pick their brain mixer-wise, or just another mixer that you'd like to meet, who would those people be?
Well, the first one obviously would be Hippie Vapes. I want to meet Tony because I video chat with him a lot, and we exchange recipes and give each other advice. And, well, mainly he gives me advice. He's been doing it a lot longer.
Right.
But I'll throw a suggestion out here and there, and he'll be like, that might work. So Tony would have to be the first one, Hippie Vapes. Second would have to probably be Addy Tooney, so I could pick his brain. I just want to know how he can use these concentrates at such a low percentage, and his recipes are amazing. Like, I want to become that mixer, and probably Fresh 03 would have to be the third one. Just because I've been watching his live streams, and he just seems so down to earth.
How important do you think it is for somebody to at least know, if you're a vapor, I think they should at least know how to mix a one-shot?
Oh, yes, most definitely. If they're going to be banning, fruit flavors and only have tobacco flavors available, well, when you quit smoking, this is why I don't mix tobaccos. I quit smoking because I didn't want tobacco anymore. I wanted to get away from it. That's why I went with the fruits and ice creams. And if you don't have that as an option, you're just going to keep smoking cigarettes. So if you can mix up, and they make it so easy. You can buy nicotine base where you just need to put the one shot in there, the percentage you need, and then just put the base in, shake it up. There you got your vape juice. It's really important for people to know how to do it. Especially with these flavor ban talk going on. And I heard they're even talking about banning or doing away with menthol cigarettes.
Right. So. When I smoked, that's what I smoked was menthols.
Yep. When I first started smoking, it was Doral Lights, because that's what my friend's dad had on top of his refrigerator. He always had a carton of Doral Lights. Doral, however you say it. And then I went from them to menthol. I just jumped right from them to menthol, and I was smoking anything from Checkers to, Cool, Newport, whatever I could get my hands on, and I just couldn't stop. It's the habit, and I think that's why vaping helped me so much, because it's not that I was addicted to smoking, because I quit cold turkey for almost 2 years. I didn't want to smoke anymore. Stop. It was just the habit of hand to mouth.
I seen on one of your videos the other day, you were looking for some help, like a community project, if you will, on a fried ice cream.
Yes.
What brand is that you were trying to reproduce? Supposed to.
See if I can get this terrible camera to focus because it doesn't like to. It's Fried, Fryd.
Okay, it's just called fried.
Yep, drip fried ice cream. It's just like a vanilla fried ice cream.
Right. And you said that you had. Has anybody given you any ideas on that?
Not at the moment. I mean, I only have 44 subscribers at the moment, so I don't have that many people that watch my videos at the moment. So
right. I was gonna comment on that, and I just decided I'd do it here. The version that you mixed up tasted like it had too much sugar cookie in it.
Yeah.
You could maybe try reducing that sugar cookie a little and adding some cereal 27.
That's what I was going to do next. I was just waiting to see if someone would suggest that.
I'm always pushing that cereal 27. I love that concentrate. It does so many things.
Oh, yeah. Because, I mean, in essence, that's what fried ice cream is. It's basically ice cream coated in cereal and deep fried.
Right. And you were talking about wanting to put some vanilla in it. I'd go maybe vanilla swirl.
Yeah, because the ice cream I use is TFA's vanilla bean ice cream.
Everybody that I've interviewed so far has been mixing for a little longer than you have. So from your viewpoint, what advice would you have as a newish mixer to a brand new mixer? Like somebody just getting started.
Make sure you do your research on if you're going to get one of those DIY kits. Do your research on flavors. Don't just go off of instinct like, oh, this says sweet strawberry. This is good. Do some research on the flavor concentrates that you think that pop out to you that make you say to yourself, wow, that'll probably be good. Do research on that flavor and see what people say about it before you get that concentrate. Because if you get it just on a whim thinking it's going to be good, you're not going to like it, and then you probably won't want to mix anymore. So make sure you do research, find recipes that was the biggest thing for me. I found a recipe that I thought I was going to like, and then I made my mind up, no, I don't want to just have one. I need at least 3. That way if I don't like this recipe, I can try this one. So I got a blueberries and cream recipe, a strawberries and cream recipe, and the other one was like a cappuccino recipe because I wasn't sure if I'd like a coffee vape or a cake or whatever. So
right.
I just got 3 different recipes. It sounded good. They had good reviews, good ratings. And then I got the concentrates based off of that.
Where should I go to research? Do you just go to like ELR and look at the most popular flavors, like for strawberries or for whatever?
Yeah, that's what I did at first. I found ELR through watching a YouTube video and went to ELR and researched a ton of flavors. And then if people were giving it bad reviews, I always give things more than one chance. I'd go to Google and do a search on that flavor in particular and see other like forums, and Reddit has a lot of good information.
Absolutely.
That's a big one to go to, Reddit.
All right. So where can people find you, man?
You can find me on Facebook. My name's Matthew with 2 T's. My last name's Hum. Real simple. Hum. Find me on Facebook. I'll accept any friend requests. You can find me on YouTube at Krono Vapes. It's /Filet-O Yum Yum. Funny story about that. I used to play NBA Street Volume 2, and they gave you nicknames in the game, and they gave me the nickname Filet-O Yum Yum. So that's what I made my YouTube channel. That was like back in 2007. Yeah. And I'm on Discord, the DIY or Die server. You can find me there too.
And recipes on the ELR. Do you have recipes on all the flavors or just ELR?
I have a few on all the flavors, and I post all of them to ELR. So it's Krono Vapes on ELR and Krono Vapes on all the flavors.
Well, I appreciate you taking time, man.
Oh, not a problem. I was excited to do this.
All right, everybody. So that was Krono Vape. Again, thank y'all for watching the videos. Not sure who the next one's going to be of yet, but there will be another one eventually. Anyway, y'all know what comes next. Recipes will follow. Until then, keep safe, keep on trucking, and of course, keep on vaping.
Shut up and sit down.